What do you do in those situations where you feel like you don't have enough confidence, where you feel like you don't have the confidence to speak your truth, share your opinion, speak up, interrupt someone because it's important, risk trying something, take something on? What do you do when you just don't have enough confidence to put yourself forward? Do you give yourself a pep talk? Do you reframe the circumstances? What do you do? What are those strategies that you have for when your confidence is lower than normal, or if you feel like you don't have confidence? Because we need a strategy. We need something for those times when our confidence is not at its maximum. You see, confidence is something that we experience. It's something we're born with, and we experience it based on our beliefs about how we're being, our beliefs around whether we should or shouldn't, whether we can or can't, whether it is something that is possible for us to do or something that's just totally out of our league. And then we tell ourselves, I don't have what it takes for that. Or maybe not now, I'm just not feeling quite as confident as I normally feel. So what strategies have you been using? Are they working for you? Are they allowing you to just put your doubts to the side? Any inner critical dialogue that you're having with yourself, put those to the side and step in and speak your truth and speak up and try that thing and attempt something that you might have initially thought was out of your league. I definitely have strategies because there was a time in my life where I had post-traumatic stress and I was anxious. I was so anxious, some days I couldn't get out the door. And then I would get asked to speak as a public speaker. I was just starting out then. And I'd be so nervous. And I would be trying to look like I wasn't nervous. I was trying to act confident. But then I was awkward. I was awkward. And I know I was awkward. And I saw the film afterwards. I was awkward. And that's embarrassing. It's like you want to stick your head in the sand and never go and do that thing again. But I did. And I did because that's my passion, to share my message. So what are the strategies that I use, that I created for myself? Because it is quite personal, although there are strategies you can use, but you can use them in a way that's very personal to us. So of course my first one is reminding myself that I was born confident, taking myself back to those times in my childhood where there wasn't anything in my way of me running up to a stranger and excitedly sharing what was right there on the tip of my tongue to be shared. Nothing. And you'll have that time too. There'll be a time in your life, and it'll be a time where you had confidence, and you still do. You're just not telling yourself you do, perhaps. So every time you walk out your front door, that requires a level of confidence. Now remember, I had post-traumatic stress and anxiety, and I couldn't even get out the door. So what did I do to have the confidence to get out the door? Well, I had some strategies. Reminded myself that I was born confident. Great. Now I need to somehow expand that confidence. I need to turn up the dial on my confidence. Not too much that I felt too witnessed, and not too little that I would turn around and come back. And I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying if you've ever had to get up and do public speaking. We don't want to turn that confidence up too much and we just look like we're just grandstanding. And we don't want it too low so we look as if we're not as certain about the topic that we're sharing. Well, being authentic, absolutely, we must be authentic. And the other one is I like to just embody those feelings from a time when I knew I was just naturally, authentically confident. And I check myself. I make sure that I'm not attempting to act confident. I'm not trying to look like the expert. I'm not trying to have it all together. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm not trying to hide or push myself forward. I'm just connecting and tapping into a really genuine time in my life, an authentic part of me that resides in me always, that I can bring forward. I can embody the emotions. Now, the thing is, the reason we embody the emotions is twofold. One, because we often cannot envision ourselves as being confident, but we can always feel it. We can, even if it's just a small flicker of a memory, we can hold on to that and we can let that move through our entire body. And we can just let that grow, expand, and evolve into a greater confidence. So that's boosting confidence. And the other reason is because of the way that our mind works. So I'm not going to go into that. I just want to talk about strategies for confidence for now. Okay. Another way is get out of your head. We need to get out of our head and stop telling that same story about, I don't have confidence. Oh, I can't do this. I'm not as good as them. Oh, I failed last time. Whatever the story is for you. And this is where it gets really personal. We get out of our head by putting those to the side, and you find a truer truth, your truth. See, we've been living as though we're not confident is the truth. And it's just made up. We made it up. We're telling ourselves something that just isn't true. We're all confident. Every child is confident. Look around at every child, even children in dysfunctional homes. You will see a part of that child that is by default confident, willing to express themselves fully. Children in a supermarket will dance and sing as if no one's watching. That's confidence, being fully self-expressed, not withholding who we are, and not pretending to be something that someone else may want us to be. That's authentic. So we find a truer truth, one that we truly 1000% believe. Okay, I was born confident. That's what worked for me initially. I was born confident. Well, if that's true, what's in my way? So what's in your way of being confident? Do you have an experience from earlier on in your life that made you think, I will never get up and speak in public ever again? Or I was told I should never sing. So I wouldn't go for parts in the theatre that meant singing. However, later I did, because I had a brilliant director who said, is there anything that you want to do that you've never been able to do or you've been told that you couldn't do? And I said, oh God, why am I putting my hand up? And he said, what is it? And I said, oh, I need to sing in public. Okay. And we made it happen. I had a support person with me who sang. She sang beautifully. I just had to keep my harmony with hers, or else I'd go right out. And it sounded beautiful. It was just natural. It was beautiful. I wasn't a great singer. I'll never be a great singer, perhaps. But it was beautiful. So we are telling ourselves a truer truth. So we don't tell ourselves, that's not possible. I'll never be able to do that. We never do that to ourselves, because then we just won't reach for it. We tell ourselves, it's possible. I could have that. I could do that. I could be that. So how? How? And we get outside of how we currently, the image that we currently have of ourselves and what that looks like to do that thing. We get outside of that as well. We put that aside. So we put the critical mind aside. We put aside our identity, attachment to how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to be. And we allow ourselves to get into a state of discovery and get excited about that version. See, confidence is personal. Your confidence is how you are confident. My confidence has me, even when I'm really confident. Like, there are times when I'm loud, yes, but I have times when I'm really confident and I'm so moved that my voice goes low like this. And I have people say, what? What did you just say? So we don't have to have bravado to be confident. We don't have to be loud to be confident. We don't have to be anything. You don't even have to smile to be confident. And that's another one I learned. I always thought that you had to smile to look confident. Yes, there are times where when we're in front of other people, we communicate through our body language. We do. We use that. It's not manipulation. It's communication. But I know now, for me, I've been public speaking for 2 decades now, and there's parts of my talk where I know that I don't need to smile. I can just be with people. Just be with them, and they appreciate it. So, what strategies do you currently have? If they're working, keep them. If they're not working as well, tweak them. And borrow some of mine. There's more. There's more strategies. There's a whole bunch of strategies for boosting confidence. But the main one is get out of your head. Stop listening to that narrative that tells you you're not confident. Remember that you were born confident. And then embody those emotions. And let yourself really celebrate that feeling, because that's what expands it. When you just really go, wow, this is a great feeling. That's my feeling. This is my confidence. And then you can start to look at how you are when you are confident. Start observing yourself. And you'll be like, oh, that's actually me being confident. You see, we have this habit of, we don't mean to, but it is a human trait of comparison and fitting in, where we'll go, that is the picture of what it looks like to be confident, outgoing, smiling, engaging everyone, moving a lot, whatever it is that you have as your image of what it should look like to be confident. And then I want you to put that aside and observe yourself and get to know what it means for you to be confident. Your authentic confidence. It's personal. It's personal. I'm Fur Whale from the beautiful platform She Talks and He Talks. Bye for now.